like to start by introducing myself. My name is Alhawas. I'm a quantum developer and XR developer and a UI UX designer. I'm a graduate of Apple Academy and Blake Academy. I'm a cybersecurity certified by the NSA and Coast Academy. And I'm very honored to be here today to represent our project on behalf of my team and share our achievements with you guys. Thank you all for being here, either in the Zoom meeting or here on site. It's very much appreciated. To start off, I want to show you the outlines of our project that will be discussed today. We have our introduction, problem statement, related work, and others. But before we start, I want you all to take a moment and imagine and reflect on all the random numbers they keep calling you, and that suspicious request for your bank information, and that one deceptive link sent to you, and the multiple phishing emails that you probably, I'm not gonna say probably, I'm gonna say 100% were left unreported. It's natural to wonder, what if they stole my information? What if I had been more careful, more cautious? What if I was more informed? What if I was more educated? All of these are not random and very normal questions that you might have. But that is where our project Flagged comes into place. We found that with the persistent and resilient growth of cyber attacks and sophistication, organizations and individuals found themselves in the need to prioritize cybersecurity measures because current traditional methods are not cutting it anymore. That is what Flagged offers. It offers a streamlined solution, a VR experience, utilizing gamification, peer instruction, and many learning methods to provide an immersive and engaging training system and focused on phishing attacks. Via our research, we found that cybersecurity training faces three main issues, which are the lack of awareness, inadequate customization, and the inefficiency of current traditional learning methods. To think about each of these problems individually, we need to start with the lack of awareness, which is a significant issue facing us this day. Lack of awareness in organizations and in an individual is a very sophisticated issue. We found ourselves either from ransom attacks, from DOS attacks, the advancement of them is very, very dangerous. That is why our current training systems are not adequate, leading us to our second list of problems, which is the inadequate customizations. With the variety of attacks, it comes a variety of needs of customization. And this issue is very current in the current traditional methods. These traditional methods, either cybersecurity system, firewalls, or these are not sophisticated enough for the new systems, and leading us to our third problem, which is the inefficiency of traditional learning methods. To address these issues, we propose a system addressing the lack of awareness with our metaverse-based solutions, intriguing the user in real-life scenarios, and secondly, making it customizable to any organizations for their specific needs, implementing and associating with it the gamification and peer instruction aspect, giving a completed metaverse environment to train your employees. For our related issues, we made sure to use a very sophisticated system and framework to do our research. We chose CBL, which is the challenge-based learning framework. It is divided into three main aspects: engage, investigate, and act. We started by identifying the big idea in this system and asking the guiding question: who, where, when, and what, and then looking for the answers. This gave us a gained in-depth subject and area knowledge, identifying and solving the challenges we face with our way, developing critical thinking and research skills, and finally, and most importantly, learning how to learn. The CBL is a framework emerging from the Apple Classroom Tomorrow and Today project. It's a very flexible and customizable and can be implemented to various subjects. Here you can see we identified four main problems, and you can tell that when I first introduced, I only introduced three problems. That is what CBL did. It eliminated one of the problems that we found it's not very essential. It's not very core for our system. We found lack of awareness, inadequate customization, and the inefficiency of traditional methods are our core problems. You ask yourself some of the guiding questions: who will benefit most from having a customizable system? When should these interactive tools be most needed? And what are the benefits of having collaborative system? And many other guiding questions that helped us establish Flagged. When talking about Flagged, we are talking about metaverse, cybersecurity, and much more sophisticated aspect. To understand Flagged, we need to understand what is the metaverse. It's a multi-user virtual world that combines reality with the digital VR. It gives a network of 3D virtual world, allowing trainees to participate in real-life scenarios. In 2022, IBM reported 25% of security breaches in organizations occur due to human errors. This sophisticated report showcases that we have a need for more training in employees. We have a need for more individuals, trainee. With the metaverse, we can find that BMW utilized AR. When our case, we use VR. Here, BMW utilized a different metaverse technologies, which is AR, to train their employee in complex assembly line, improving the efficiency and reducing the production error. For the cybersecurity domain, meta education is very much implemented. It is implemented in virtual classroom, industrial training, and military simulations. It will improve the outcome and increase motivation and facilitate learning, and address, most importantly, the lack we have currently in traditional methods. We have a very much lack in engagement. Text-heavy module and lectures can lead to decrease of focus and lower the knowledge that we have in retention. And the realism, the current simulation lack the immersive qualities that we have in Metaverse. And the customization, which is a very core important aspect in our project, it does not cater to many individual learning skills. When talking about the Metaverse, we are talking about XR, VR, AR. In our case, we are at the research VR. We found that VR in education has the potential of improving the distance and remote education and enhance the engagement and retention. In gamification aspect, which is a core approach we took in Flag, a survey conducted of 200 professionals revealed that 70% of them have implemented gamifications in their projects, either in the form of badges, leaderboard, points, and others. And the outcome was that the engagement has increased by 84%, where the motivation by 82%, and the complete learning outcome by 79%. These numbers are very huge and significant, and you can see the effects and power of gamification. For the second survey, it was that found that organizations that implemented gamifications in their systems found a 50% increase in the ability to recognize phishing attempts, and an 82% of these attempts were increased and reported such incidents. For our second approach was peer instruction. Peer instruction is a very strong approach. A survey conducted found that 77% found that group discussion with their classmates helped them understand the security concept, where 70% of them would actually recommend using PI. Now this will lead us to our system. What is our system? Flagged is an approach that aims to create a virtualized and captivated learning for the employee. It aims to solve all the shortcomings that currently are occurring in conventional training. This will be done by our main aspect, which is virtual reality. Virtual reality will be incorporated using a simulation and a realistic cybersecurity attack scenario in a SOC environment that simulates the risk of the cyber attack without putting your actual system at risk. Where the gamification, where it will be incorporated with a form of challenging and tasks within the VR environment to enhance the end performance and percentage of the progress. Thirdly, we have the peer instruction, which will be incorporated via the MCQ questions and peer discussion in our system, since our system is a collaborative system that lets users collaborate with each other and advance from each other's knowledge, which is a core aspect of peer instruction, gaining a critical thinking and decision-making abilities. For lastly, the customization and adaptation aspects. Flagged will make it possible for organizations to adapt their systems on their specific needs and areas of interest, regardless of their attacks that they face usually or any needs of that aspect. We found other systems that may have similar concepts to Flag, but none matched the abilities that Flag had. Either they lacked in the enhanced collaboration, the usability, the analytics, or the scalability. None of them matched Flag. Which leads us here, we can see our requirement analysis. For our use case diagram, here it will showcase our core functionality of the system and shows the interaction between our actors and users. Here you can see the main functionalities such as starting the experience, joining an existing room, or collaborating with other users. For our main actor, which is the user. Here you can see for completing the training module, we have a core mechanisms where the task relies on real attack scenarios and depends on the answers that the user will give for the MCQ questions. Where our multiplayer network here will manage the multiplayer sessions and share a task, a function with the user to send and receive that data. Secondly, for our flow chart, you can see here a process of step-by-step system, how our functionalities and requirements will work. You can see a start to end the process and how the user will take this experience to complete a task or join an existing thing. And lastly, our system architecture. We chose a 4-tier layer architecture, presenting of presenter layer, application layer, business logic layer, and lastly, the data layer. Our presentation layer usually consists of two main aspects, which is the hardware or software component. In our case, it's the VR headset and the 2 touch controllers. After that, we can see our application layer, which shows the core requirement of our systems and the integration between them. It's a very essential layer, giving a bridge between the presentation and business logic layer. And secondly, we have the business logic layer, which shows the main functionalities such as peer instruction, gamifications, and others. Last but not least, we have the data layer, which has the database in it, which in our case, we're going to be using the binary storage. Last but not least, when talking about Flag, we need to understand that it has a huge social and industrial impact. It will enhance the employee knowledge about cybersecurity and in innovation training, and utilizes the virtual reality technologies, thus enhancing the security and giving the employee a know-how to identify the cybersecurity, fostering a best practice and technical innovation. By this, we are reducing the impact and frequency of these cyber attacks and providing a safer digital environment that safeguards companies, thus promoting economic stability. Today, we are in the midst and thick of our implementation phase for our project, pouring our efforts into crafting a flawless metaverse-based training system. It has an exhilarating time for us. We are thrilled to announce that within the next few months, Flag will be available for organizations to utilize and ensure a safer digital environment for all. Lastly, thank you all for listening, and I appreciate your time. It was Alhawas.